There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM. With over 140 channels in your vehicle, your all-access trial includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video on Demand. What you love is on now.
One of the most unique events and one of the most highly anticipated events has been going down right now down in Mesa, Arizona. Of course, we're talking about Mastertech Expo, the brainchild of none other than Bryan Schmitt from Mobile Solutions. Hey, so many things are going down. We have a chance today to connect with Bryan himself and a couple other friends and guests to see their take on how the Mastertech Expo has been going down. Thanks for tuning in to this edition of 12VInsider here on CMA Networks, presented by SiriusXM. Mastertech Expo episode starts now. So, of course, here on CMA, our job is to get you guys the goods, to keep the community and the industry connected of what's going on. And with 12VInsider, we get to go deep behind the scenes and connect with the people and the events that make it happen. Of course, today we're talking about Mastertech Expo. Man, we've been talking about this event. Bryan himself has been on with us several times, hyping up the event. But now that it's here, we've seen images. Literally, my social media timeline has been lit with all kinds of goodies. Can't wait to get in with it. So without further ado, we're going to go straight to the Mesa Convention Center where Mastertech Expo is going down, where we've got Bryan Schmitt standing by. Hey, good morning, Bryan. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Ben. Great to see you.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, I'd rather be sitting next to you, but I'll take this as a sloppy second. How's that? And I do appreciate you making the time this morning.
Hey, we'll see you next year for sure.
Oh, I'm
confident of that.
Totally count on that, buddy. I know you have a crazy busy schedule. You still got a whole day ahead. I know you're sitting here in your Mobile Solutions booth. I want to get right to it. Bryan, this show, I mean, the build-up to this show has been second to none. We've seen, everything you rolled out. It was so strategic, from the content to the trainings to the people that are going to be there to some of the crazy demo vehicles that we've been literally bombarded with these last 2-3 days on social. I want to get to your perspective, Bryan. What are some of the key highlights that right now, as you sit on the last day, that you are most proud of?
There's a lot of facets to the show, but it's really just a special event to have this many people come together collectively, for just to kind of better the industry and to really kind of do something different. We love this crossover of builders and fabricators, mobile electronics, guys that just love cars, music, and builders combining under one roof. It's like no other, and we're kind of making a new channel, if you will, that doesn't exist, and that's what's exciting. And just the overall attendance from the manufacturers, exhibitors, and vendors, attendees, it's just overwhelming. And we're super excited. I can't tell you, just the energy on the floor, and I think Larry can probably talk about this when he comes on. It's special, and you definitely can feel it with the build-off teams, and just the excitement on the floor is it's very cool. And like I said, it's a special kind of moment in our automotive history, if you will.
It's almost a culmination of so many different facets that have happened over the decades, and you've managed to kind of put it all under one roof and one package. And I think we're going to hear from different perspectives. We got Justin and Ray Choi as kind of a spectator perspective we're going to get from them. And you mentioned Larry from MSC, who's going to come on and talk a little bit about his experience as a vendor. So, what are some of the key game changer guests or trainings that you've had or events that are going on that people need to know happened?
Well, yeah, just like you mentioned, there is a lot of facets to it. If you kind of drill down into the training aspect, we've really tried to take people on a journey. They have to pick a track, and then in that track, they have to go through this kind of progression of start to finish, from a pencil sketch to 3D software, or making a pattern and stitching it, or fabricating this, or on a business class, just like you're building stuff in the shop, you got to build your business. And we've just kind of captivated the best of the best, as far as talent, to really kind of bring that to the audience. So from a training aspect, I think it's been phenomenal. And then on our show floor, we've challenged these exhibitors to really bring their A game, to show their best tech. It's not a kind of a spec show, if you will, and let me show you a brochure or a catalog. It's, hey, check out our tech. This is what's new. This is what's exciting. Sit in this car. It's going to blow you away. And we have exhibits inside and outside, which brings a different element to it. So we can have lots of cars. And I think a lot of times we go to these shows and we forget it's about the cars. And so having a lot of vehicles here that are high level really helps. The guys at MSC, for example, and then they've got a whole tent, a 30 by 70 foot tent with 4 different vehicles that you can sit in. JL Audio, Rockford, Kenwood, just so many manufacturers outside as well as inside. And then from the tech side, we have a lot of technology. We have Big Rep 3D printing company. We have a large format 3D printer on site, Ben, and then we're 3D printing a quarter panel of a Camaro, a 69 Camaro trunk. So it's
live,
pretty
like
amazing.
on location, doing it in front of people.
On location. It's been printing the whole show.
Mm-hmm.
Universal Lasers is here. We sold a $60,000 Cam Master CNC on the show yesterday, almost like Barrett Jackson. Wow. So the energy is awesome. And then to watch the build-off team, these guys literally were killing them. We went down to the last 30 seconds and they finished just like Iron Chef. Or Hell's
was it hands off the tools at that point?
It was hands off. And then, we all just went, wow, it was incredible. And you wouldn't believe some of the,
we had some leaked footage. I mean, I see Justin Cush was talking about his stuff. Sean Bashara was talking about some of the stuff and showing some pics. But I want to give you an opportunity. Drop some names, man. Like, who helped you? Who's there? Like, some of the names that people need to know they missed and look forward to.
Yeah, some car audio history, Mark Fukuda. He had his Blastro van, is literally 20 feet from me, and he's worked 2 years to restore that. So Mark's here. Wayne Harris is here.
I've seen Wayne sign Mark's van.
Yep.
That's
and
sick.
Also we had Dave Kindig here from Bitch and Rides, the TV show, and some of his team was here. We actually had part of his team attend our event as students, and Dave sat in Tom Miller's class for the design class, which I think was pretty incredible. So yeah, a lot of famous people. Eric Kimura was here. Just a lot of old school guys, kind of coming back to see what's going on, to check out the show, shake hands. It's been definitely a class reunion, if you will, of just kind of some of the greats. Jeff Schoon was here yesterday. Manville, a lot of guys are here, so we're super excited. Bill Jackson, Rick Kojin from Sony. So we've got all the CEOs and top guys as well from every single one of these supporting manufacturers. Larry's team, geez, they brought, I'll let him speak for his team. They came over from Brax, Helix, their whole team, from across the pond just to see this event. So it's been pretty special. We feel very blessed and honored to have all of these people, collectively support the event, and it's just going to get better, Ben. Next year, I mean, we're already.
I'm going to stop you there. We're going to circle back to that part because I have one more question to ask you before we go there. So pretend I'm a guy in the industry. I work at a shop. I'm a fab. I'm a tech guy. I'm aspiring. Sum it up for me, Bryan. Sell it to me right now. Now that you've done it, because before, up and until this weekend, it was thin air, right? You had this vision. You had an idea, a concept of how this would roll out. You're on the final day, so you can now tell me, what did I miss as a tech fab guy?
You missed out on, if you are into this, it's just sensory overload. You've got 3 classes, and then when you're starting early, three sessions, and then it breaks for a lunch. We have a beautiful buffet, so we feed you the entire time, and then you go into the hall, and the exhibit hall is just what I mentioned. I mean, it's just overload of all these vendors that are really bringing their A game. And then you actually go back to school. So we have an evening session. It's after like a late afternoon session. Take a little break, have some dinner, and then night school. So the manufacturers have stepped up, and then they do the night school. Today's kind of a different format. We're going to have one session in the morning, and then we actually have manufacturer training up until about lunchtime. So it's going to be awesome. I mean, just like I said, sensory overload.
Every direction, just like bam, 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 boom, 360 degrees.
I mean, yeah, you couldn't get more information in a shorter amount of time in high level. I've had guys tell me, oh my God, this one class is literally going to save me 40 hours or a couple of days on just this strategy or technique or material I could find. So efficiency, mindset, and literally having guys come up to me with tears in their eyes saying, man, this changed my life. Like I literally am in a different place. And to me, Ben, man, that's worth more than anything. When guys go, this has changed my trajectory on how I'm going to look at things, my business, how we're going to, kind of attack our future projects. And
it's a true shift change experience for them.
Yeah. And hey, if we can help people in a positive way across the board, we've done our job. And that's really what it's all about. It's giving back and making this thing better for everybody. So we all win. And, we are one big automotive family, if you will. And that's how I look at it. And if we can change people in a positive way, man, we've done our job.
You're talking about change. You're talking about positive change. Now I'm going to give you that opportunity, sir. Tell us, please, what can you share with us at this point in time, now that you're at the final day of your first successful event executed? What does the future hold now for Mastertech Expo moving forward?
The future is bright. We have a lot of plans. The show is here to stay for sure. We like the venue. There is room for expansion, but we like this intimate. It's not too big. It's all connected. So if you're here, you know that there's a bit of walking, but everything is connected. It's all on campus. There's a few restaurants on site, a sports bar across the way. Our kickoff party was phenomenal. I mean, the band was incredible. MSC sponsored that. It was awesome, and just a great way to kick off this camaraderie of family, if you will. And it's going to be great. So as years come, we actually are going to expand on it, and it's going to be more than just mobile electronics for sure. We're going to have all kinds of stuff. I don't want to kind of leak anything, but you will see stuff across the automotive aftermarket that has never been done before under one roof. And we actually have a whole nother hall, so more attendees can come. So we will probably increase our attendee count next year, but our vendor family will probably stay the same size because we just can't allow any more. So if you're a part of our vendor club, it's pretty elite. And we value that, and it's all strategized on making the attendee experience the best possible. My thought is if your experience is just through the roof, just everything will follow suit after that. So if you come to our show and it's an awesome experience, everything else will just fall into place for everybody. That's kind of my strategy.
So two-part question. Number one, I noticed that on the website, mastertechexpo.com is where you want to go. You've already announced your dates for 2023. It's going down March 8th, 2023. That's in stone. So, but the question that I've been getting, is there only going to be one? Is that the goal moving forward? Have you thought, what is the strategy here?
The strategy is one show a year, just one. Really good. We're going to do it the best we can, and it's just one. And it's right here in Mesa, Arizona. We will have our own classes that are smaller, 20 or 30 people at our facility, and that's a different deal. That's more of a hands-on, more intimate thing, and those will be limited too. We'll probably have one or two of those a year. We won't have the same frequency as before. But as far as the expo, it will absolutely just be one. My wife would literally kill me. I think I would be sleeping outside with the dog. The dog would be inside for sure, and I would be in his dog for sure. So we could never do more than one. I'm going to tell you that right now. Just Perfect. One. That's our format. We'll be at CMA, and we'll have our own stuff. But that's about it for shows for us. But this is a big deal, and I'll let these guys kind of give their take on it. I have my own view and kind of lens on what I see it as, but they see it with fresh eyes as an attendee or an exhibitor, and they can kind of give you their take on what they.
Bryan, we can. congratulate you enough on the tremendous achievement here with this first inaugural Mastertech Expo. I was privy to some of this build up and brainstorming session from the very beginning. So I'm so proud and happy that you guys have pulled that off. Happy for you. Congratulations to you, your family, and your team and everybody involved. And thank you for taking the time this morning and knock it out of the park on this final day, Bryan. Thank you for joining us.
All right. Hey, thank you, Ben, and you guys from CMA. We love you guys. You're our family. You know that. So take care, and we'll talk to you soon.
Take care, sir. If you don't mind, let's get our next guest. I know he's standing next to you. We're gonna, like I mentioned, we have an opportunity here to kind of give you guys watching at home some perspective on what this show is all about if you didn't get a chance to get out there. So wanted to make sure that we had different angles covered. And of course, this next angle is coming from that of an exhibitor. By exhibitor, we are talking about MSC America. Larry Penn and his team were there in a big way. We're going to talk about that. Larry, what's going on, man?
Good morning, Ben. How are you?
Oh, I'm probably not as tight as you. I know you've spent a lot of time prepping for the show, and here you are. You're down to the final innings here, the last day. I know you still got a lot of plans. Listen, everybody knows you guys were a big part. You hyped it up beforehand. Talk to us about now everything coming to fruition, MSC's presence at Mastertech Expo.
Well, I'm just going to start by saying one thing. Yes, we do have a big presence here, and it's all because of amazing hard work by all of our team in the Canadian office and the US office. We have 6 demo cars here. We have a brand new booth design here. Chris, Jason, Matt, Dustin, they've all been working really hard. Dewey and Derek back at the shop to get the cars prepared. Our transport guy to get the cars here through the snow.
You brought the cars from Alberta, right?
Yeah, we've got a Lamborghini STO, brand new one, hasn't even been delivered to the client yet. Literally, it went from Lamborghini to our shop to here. We've got a Mercedes C63, and then a big push on our systems by MSC, Ford F-150, 250, and 350. Pat Lee and the gang from Certified brought their F-350 down here. So we got big, medium, and small here to let you hear the systems. We've got Jason's BMW to show the match BMW.
Wait, I'm losing count, Larry. How many cars is that so far? How many cars total?
6.
6 vehicles. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And a whole new booth design. I've been good friends with Bryan for a lot of years, and when he started talking to me about the show, I said, okay, I'm all in because I believe in what he's doing. We've always seen the vision of where this industry is going, and what we got to do has always been the same. So to join him in on this show and do what we're doing and have him do what he's doing, we're very proud of him, and we're proud of all the vendors that are here because everybody's doing a fantastic job. So hopefully.
Yep.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, what I wanted to dig in on, this is a little selfish of me, but I'm sure I'm not the only one curious. Seen on social media a couple of the vehicles, and were there any new products or anything you want to touch on real quick that you kind of unveiled at this show, or you leveraged this show to kind of talk about?
Yeah, so Audiotech Fisher has been working on some new products. They have their big show in Salzburg at the end of April, and we managed to sneak a bunch of new products in and do the worldwide debut of that. So we got the new P6 Ultimate amplifier. We've got the new PP86 DSP Mark II amplifier. We've got the GL2 and ML2 2-inch mid-range drivers here. And most importantly is our new DSP PC Tools version 5.0, which was the worldwide debut on this. So Chris and I, mostly Chris on that side, did a presentation to a room of about 80 people in the theater, debuting the new software. And 2 of the cars, our Mercedes and our BMW, were tuned with the automatic tuning systems, both on the time alignment side and the EQ side. Both of those cars, we're letting people hear those because those have been tuned all automated with this new software. So we're really proud of that software, and we're super proud to be chosen as the distributor worldwide to debut this.
No doubt, no doubt. Did I see a picture of Luc Bonneville there as well from Blam?
Guy Bonneville, yes.
Oh, sorry, Guy Bonneville, not Luc. Guy Bonneville.
He is with Sylvie, his better half. They flew in from France to attend the show. So they've been out hiking in the desert. We had the guys from Mobridge, Julian Merritt, which is a new addition to our lineup. interfaces, preamp interfaces. So he came out for that, and they went and shot a bunch of stuff in the desert, ATVs. So they're all happy.
That's what you do in
They're American now.
That's what you do in Arizona for sure. You touched on a training that Chris did. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about the education side and your what you presented during the show from MSC?
So we did 4 training sessions altogether. So very special thing for a lot of people here is everybody's asking us what our relationship and how we cultivated our relationship with high-end Superlux auto dealers in the Calgary area at our retail location. So Miguel Calderoni, who is the Superlux sales manager for Grand Tour in Calgary. So they represent Aston, Bentley, Rolls, Lambo, Koenigsegg, Lotus, a bunch of different cars. Him and Marlies flew out to Phoenix with Sue and I, and he joined us in an hour-and-a-half presentation on the relationship between Mobile Solutions Calgary and Grand Tour in Calgary to give a Superlux automotive take on what our industry is about and how that relationship is important to build and the things that they look for. So we got a lot of comments back at our booth about that training. So that was great. And then, as I said, we did the DSP PC tools training. We had the guys from Stinger out of the Netherlands. They're here with us. So we did a full hour-and-a-half training last night on Stinger radar. So yeah, it's been great.
And the attendance, are you happy with the attendance of these trainings?
I don't know whether it's just a small building and we got lots of people, but whatever it is, I love it because it's intimate and we're getting our message across, and it's been awesome for us. So we're definitely back next year, and we want to get more Canadian contingent down here to share in this because it's awesome. And some of the fabrication training that's going on is next level. But the shit they're doing right. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. We expected it.
I get a little
excited. It's okay. We get it.
About it. I get excited. Just the stuff that's going on here.
Give me one thing that blew your mind. That literally you had to just stop and just like, what the heck? What is going on here?
Well, big rep here with their 3D printer. I've always been enamored with that, and to see that happening real time. And then the build off teams. Dewey from our shop was part of one of the teams, and to see those guys having 4 hours to build magic into a panel. And seeing the dedication and I now know I'm old, dude. I now know I'm old.
I know you're not that old. You're looking good, buddy. Last question before I let you go. What message does Larry Penn and MSC have for all these other industry members that might have sat by the sidelines, hesitated, and thinking about maybe, what is that message you have for them moving forward for Mastertech Expo?
This show has probably given more a whole 360 view of what's happening in our industry, from the fabrication side to new technology to business to all the vendors showing their latest gear and their latest demo cars and taking the time to explain all that stuff. I haven't been around for a few shows and I haven't seen anything quite as involved in all facets of our business as this show. It has me pretty ramped up to get back and do a bunch more stuff. So I usually leave these shows burnt out. I'm leaving this show with a lot of energy to make something happen.
I'm sure the Red Bull helps.
What Red Bull? Nobody saw it. Not drinking that stuff anymore.
Of course not, Larry. Congratulations. Everything I've heard as well. Just a huge success for you guys. You represented yourself incredibly well, and thank you for taking the time with us to share with us your thoughts. And we look forward to when you get back to home base and we get talking about some great product that you have lined up for this year.
All right, guys. Take care. Thanks for having me as part of the CMA family, and we look forward to a great year with you guys as well. Take care.
Buddy. Enjoy the rest of your Mastertech Expo. Take care, Larry.
Thank you.
So that was Larry Penn from MSC American, of course, with a huge presence there. Crazy, 6 or 8 demo vehicles, Audio Tech Fisher. He talked about Stinger radar, and of course, Blam speakers as well. And it looks like it was pretty popular. He was pretty enthused. So we heard from the promoter. Now we've heard from an exhibitor. Let's hear from the people that pay the money to go and experience that show from a spectator or participant level. I think we have some guests standing by, some faces that we recognize from Canada. fellow Canadians visiting. Oh, yes. Yes, we know these two guys. We recognize these two. Mr. Justin Bond from BB Distribution, as well as Mr. Ray Choi representing FX Audio, both from Alberta. What's going on, fellas?
How's it going, Ben?
I'm having mixed feelings right now. I knew I was kind of like, why am I not there?
But much snow and minus 38.
Yes, yeah. I knew you were going to rub that in. Somebody had to put that out there. But I mean, just hearing the feedback so far and seeing the how social media has been just like showing little tidbits. I'm trying to piece it together in my mind just based on the little pieces. But I was really hoping that you two guys can kind of put it in perspective. Now you're there, obviously, as you don't have a booth. You're there as a spectator. Now, Ray, first question out of the gate. Ray, did you partake in any of the trainings at all, or are you there walking around?
No, I definitely partook in the class.
Okay, good. All right.
The tracks that I'm on, the blue track and the red track.
Ah, I see.
They have multiple classes and stuff like that, and they've been stellar. They've been super awesome. All the instructors have been super good, very knowledgeable. Good to chat with, and even after class and stuff like that, if you got in the hallway or on the show floor and stuff like that, you have a question, they're more than happy to answer. They're definitely more than willing to share. I mean, I think one of the instructors said, you guys have paid to be here and stuff like that, so we want to share as much knowledge as we can with you guys to try to grow the industry, get everybody on the same page, because then we're all looking at what the next evolutionary step is. If they don't share their knowledge, it goes away, or it's very niche, and we don't grow as an industry together. So that's been fantastic to see.
Interesting. So we're going to circle back with that. Justin, let's start with you. You're down there, obviously, with BB. You're probably doing some meeting with maybe some vendors, maybe doing some shopping. But who are you down there with? What was the plan going down?
So I mean, we are Bryan's partner up in Canada. He is, a very big partner of ours. And so Jeff and I have came down from B&B. We brought some dealers from Canada down with us through previous programs, etc., just to kind of be able to offer this level of training again. I mean, we've been locked down for a long time, so to be at an event like this with so many people, it's kind of a bit like PTSD. There's like, oh my God, there's so many people everywhere, but at the same time, it's like this return to normalcy that I'm sure most people have been craving. But for me, the craziest thing that I'm noticing here is, product aside from the trainers, is just the evolution of the car audio industry is insane. You know what I mean? It's not just radios anymore. There is 3D scanners, there is 3D printers, there's lasers, it has grown to effectively audio engineering and manufacturing, right? It is not just slapping speakers in a door and sending the customer on the way. So the evolution of car audio is here. Like Bryan said, you have Mark Fukuda here. You have like OGs of car audio. You got Ray here, and
did you just put him in?
I'm pretty old. I've been around.
Right, but I mean, this is the rock star group that started car audio.
100%, yeah.
And so to have access to that vault or have access to that knowledge is at the end of the day almost priceless.
Just being around these type of conversations with these people must be mind-blowing.
Oh, it's the back in the day stories that you could sit around and listen to for hours, because it's the origins of why we build and how we build what we do. And Bryan and his team have done such a fantastic job, even in the way that they've utilized the audio video equipment in all the rooms to make sure that no matter where you're sitting in either training seminar or room, you have the full bird's eye view. You are not out of touch. You are not in the corner. You are 100% engaged and available.
So this is not like a concert where there's nosebleeds and that was a cheaper ticket and that experience sucked compared to the, if you're down in the mosh pit.
So, I mean, I can definitely attest to the fact that, the IT end of things and the screens and the bird's eye view from the cameras and stuff that they've been using for all these classes have been like, second to none. It's just amazing to be.
Cool. Justin, I want to rewind your brain a little bit. I want just to get that first impression when you landed in Arizona and you showed up at the show. You had a certain expectation. Just bring me back to that moment when you arrived and that first impression you had of this event, that feeling.
So, I mean, the first thing when we got here was the kind of opening ceremony kind of party. And it's just instantly, for us, we got out of our Uber. We came out and it's just the atmosphere was great. It was friendly, it was inviting. There was people everywhere. There's people you haven't seen in 3 years. There's people that you've only seen on TV. You know, we got the guys from 5-Star. We got Mark from Car Audio Fab here. You know, so there's everyone unfortunately in the industry. If you're not here, you're missing out huge. And Ben, that was directed at you.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to pass it off like I didn't hear it, but yes, I heard it. Thank you.
But it's car audio to the core, and it is the community that grows. You know, the fundamentals, and it just kind of grows this community because like that brotherhood.
Well, it was very
there.
social. There was a very social element to it, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's very intimate, I like to say. Like,
Yeah.
How's the food, man?
Yeah.
How's
Pardon?
the food? How's the food?
Food's great.
Oh, fantastic.
Fantastic.
All on site, right?
You
Oh,
betcha.
yeah, you bet.
Yeah, man. That's
Lunch provided
you know.
every day, so it's great.
I'll ask one of you each. I'll go with Ray first. Drop me one item, whether it's a display, a car, a product, a booth that just literally left your brain splattered all over the floor, or an experience.
Alan and Focal training was just mind-blowing. The information was way over the top. The technical side of speaker manufacturing, how it works, it was just crazy, mind-blowing for sure. But I mean, to be honest, they all have been so good as far as the classes and training and stuff like that.
Okay.
The layout's been fantastic. Just the way that, you know, presentation of everything from the booths to like the attenders, or the presenters, the exhibitors, and I mean, just all of the attendees have been fantastic as well. So it's been super good.
Okay. How about you, Justin? One mind-blowing, brain-scattering thing.
I mean, the build-off was absolutely fantastic to watch these teams bust ass with all the tools available. But for me, there's a brand new Ford Bronco here that was built by Sage and the guys at Orca. That's all Focal, K2 power, Kevlar, and Moscone amplifiers. And this thing just absolutely thunders. And it's kind of stole my heart here as far as it goes in a lively vehicle. I love it. Like I love everything about the vehicle. So it's a ton of fun. And at the end of the day, this is what we've been missing, right? Car audio is fun. Car audio is exciting. Car audio inspires passion. You know, and to be an event with Bryan, you know, done by Bryan and his family, done so well like this, it's really nice, especially for us in Canada who have been trudging through the snow and the boring whatever. So to be out here in the sun and have this kind of reception and this engagement, it's been quite fun.
Great segue to my final question. I'll let you guys go after this. What message do you have for our fellow Canadian industry members, whether they're a shop, a distributor, or whatever, anybody in our 12-volt community in Canada? You know, what message do you have for them that if they didn't have a chance to visit this or attend this event?
To be honest, I think, you know, obviously for me as a trainer for VV Distribution, I view education extremely important. But I think the person who can really attest to this is a person who has made the investment to bring 5 people from his staff down here. And I think that's a question that should be directly answered by Ray.
All right.
Do tell, Ray. Do tell.
I'm going to equate this to teaching my guys how to fish. So investment into education has an infinite return, as I like to say. So it's very similar to teaching someone how to fish. They can feed themselves forever. If I invest in my staff, they have an infinite ability to have, you know, return in the investment that I've made. So whether it's, you know, we're upselling as far as, you know, you go from a carpeted panel to a vinyl panel to some decorative inlay to some aluminum work to whatever, you know, tidbits of stuff that we're going to be able to take home from here that's going to, you know, even make us more efficient and stuff like that. I see the value in all of that stuff. I mean, I would have been more than happy to close down both my stores and bring all my guys if they were all interested. But, you know, due to other circumstances, I could only bring 5 of them here. Next year, we're going to push hard to, you know, shut down the stores and just bring everybody. I think it's a great team building exercise as well, just to be away from the store, to see some of you know, what everybody else is doing, to see some of the really high end stuff as to, hey man, that can inspire me to do this, that, or the other thing. Or maybe I can present it different because I saw it at, you know, XYZ booth and stuff like that. So there's just so much stuff to take away from here that it's 100%, in my opinion, worth it. Like I said, it's just like teaching someone how to fish. So, you know, infinite returns on any investment that you put into it. So
I have nothing to say other than wow. Okay, that speaks for volumes. Paying customer says it right there. I don't think there's a better testimonial than that. Justin, you're there till the end of the day with, and you're returning tomorrow, I suppose.
Yeah, we fly home tomorrow.
Awesome, guys. Enjoy
We're
your
going to
time.
fly home together.
Oh, very nice.
Same
Very
flight.
nice.
We're all going to get in trouble now.
Well, the show's over. Do what you need to do. But
Actually, one thing that I do want to quick mention is
yeah,
is Jeff kind of brought this up, and we talked about it. It's like we are at a 3-day event, right? That has the attendees going to bed at 9:30, right? It's not game over, show over. Let's go to the bar. Let's party. There is party. It's fun and tech.
but there's school tomorrow morning.
The learning is so intensive, and the days are long and so full of knowledge that you're wiped at the end of the day. You finish and you go home, and that's a sign
of how tight and how compact and how much, like to Brian's point, sensory overload it is. So in order to do it right, you need to conserve your energy and your focus for sure. I have one last question for Ray. Did you buy any new lasers or anything?
I bought a few things. I'm kind of a shopper. I'm not sure if you guys know that.
Okay, fair enough. I'm sure the temptation was there.
As a business owner, when you look at things and you can see value in things and how you can streamline your process or how to make, the installer's job easier or the salesperson's job easier. And that has value. So I like to buy things to expedite those processes.
We'll leave it at that. Guys, thank you so much. Hope you had a great time. It looks like you did. Enjoy your last day there and have a safe flight home. We'll see you back in Canadian soil.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Guys.
See you later, man.
So there you have it. A quick glimpse from different perspectives of what went down or is going down continuously this final day of Mastertech Expo, going down at Mesa, Arizona, more specifically at the Mesa Convention Center. Looks like Bryan Schmitt and his team have pulled it off, delivered on multiple different things. You've heard from the promoter. You've heard from somebody who's on the floor with the booth that's invested the time and the money, the resources, such as Larry and his team. And you've heard from some visitors and students, those who have taken the time to bring up their team and take these courses, which it sounds like they all benefited from. So once again, on behalf of CMA, we want to congratulate Bryan and his entire team for pulling off such a successful event. We do look forward to being a part of that moving forward for years to come. In conclusion, we want to make sure that you stay tuned for the official launch. We haven't been on for a while, but that's because we've been hard at work. Yes, we've been in the lab getting ready for our 2022 season. It's a newly redesigned platform. It's all going down on March 21st. There's lots of new. There's going to be a lot of information coming at you about how this is going to work. We're talking about a new interface. We're talking about a new schedule and the way we've scheduled things by theme. We're going to learn more about that soon. And we're talking about tons of new original programming courtesy of CMA Networks, all on one website. You got to check it out, cmanetworks.com for more info. Thanks again for tuning into this episode of 12VInsider here on the CMA Networks, presented by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect. The ultimate online 12-volt industry resource featuring all the top trainers gets a major upgrade. Introducing CMA Networks with more original content than ever, including live, showcasing the latest gear from top brands in every category. Connected, focused training sessions with a featured brand roundtable where installers, technicians, and specialists share their collective knowledge. 12VInsider, behind the scenes of the hottest events and the people behind the brands. Workshop, learn by example with hands-on, how-to demonstrations. Showcase, where you'll find the latest releases and exciting new product unveilings. CMA Networks, presented by SiriusXM, where the 12-volt industry connects. Find out more at cmanetworks.com.